Hey guys, so if you've seen my video on TikTok, this is the birria de res with ramen. This is a longer version, more details. Here I'm using a boneless beef chuck roast. You can also use bone-in. I know birria is traditionally made with goat meat, but you can make it with beef as well. I'm also going to be using half an onion and a whole garlic clove. Some chicken bouillon cubes and chicken broth. If you don't have chicken broth, you can just use more cubes. I have some arbol chiles, chile anchos, chile de pasilla, and some New Mexico chiles. And then, of course, the ramen. Now, the ramen, you can use whatever flavor because you're not going to use the seasoning packet in it. You're just going to throw that away and use the noodles. Now, these next ingredients are optional. I didn't do it in my TikTok recipe, but I thought I'd try something new. I have some brown sugar, some cinnamon sticks, and whole black pepper. Now, maybe some of y'all noticed that I didn't say celery. I'm going to show you that you don't have to put celery if you don't like celery. Okay, so here we're just going to add some salt and pepper. You can also add some adobo seasoning salt. Then I'm going to sear it in my pan, put the half of onion facing down. Of course, I put a little bit of oil. And then what I did with the garlic, I'll show you here. I just chopped the top off and then peeled back some of the, I don't know, what is it, leaves? I don't know what it's called. But I just peeled it back as much as I could take off. You don't want to take all of it off because you want it to kind of just stick together. So that way when you later blend it and try to fish for it in this in the broth, it'll be easier to get it all together instead of all these little pieces floating around. Plus, it also gets so soft after boiling for hours that it kind of just dissolves. Now you can see how the top is chopped off. I'm just going to face it down just like I did the onion so it can sear and bring the flavors out. It's been about 5 minutes searing, so I'm just going to flip it over so it can brown on both sides. And guess what? There's no celery. I decided not to add celery this time since everyone was making a huge deal about it. And if you don't like it, don't add it. If you don't have any chicken broth, you can just put 2 of these cubes and about 6 cups of water. That's what I did last time and it was perfect. This time I have chicken broth, so I'm going to just... You can also use beef broth or beef cubes if that's what you prefer. Also, I don't know why I keep forgetting this little ingredient, but add about 4 bay leaves after you finish putting it in your broth. Perfect. You want to pour enough broth until your meat is like fully submerged and covered. Cover it up, and once it starts boiling, put it on low. Let it simmer for about 30 minutes until we add our chiles. Now I took about 4 to 5 of each of the chiles that I had. You want to take off the stems and take out the seeds. So I know some of y'all might be thinking, oh my god, that's a lot of chiles. But honestly, you take out the seeds, that lessens the heat, and it's not even spicy. It's all about the flavor. Now my meat has been simmering for about 30 minutes on medium-low. Now I'm going to add all the chiles inside the pot. Now you're just going to let it simmer for about 30 more minutes. As it's been simmering, add some more broth or water in case it has gone down a bit. So like I said, let it simmer for about 20 or 30 minutes on medium-low or until the chiles start getting really soft and falling apart. Now you want to put everything except the bay leaves and of course the meat in a blender. Then I add some of the broth from the consomme and some water in the blender so it can blend. And I also put a chicken bouillon cube. Now, I'm sorry, I don't measure, but I added some salt, as you can see, and some pepper, as well as some oregano. Now, you'll know when your meat is ready when you just pick it up like this and it starts falling apart. When it's done blending, you want to strain it. You can add some of the liquid so it goes down easier. So this next part is optional. I didn't do it in my TikTok, but just wanted to try something different. I added some whole black pepper, a huge tablespoon of brown sugar. You can see that I added 2 short sticks of cinnamon, but honestly, after doing that, I would recommend just putting 1 or even half because it is a really strong flavor. Simmer for another hour until the meat starts falling apart. Boil as much ramen as you want. I'm sure y'all already know how to cook ramen. If not, there's instructions on the back. Once it's done, place it in a bowl. Add your shredded beef and your consomme. Then top with chopped onions, cilantro, and some lime. I also like to add a little bit of valentina. And there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you like this recipe and comment if you tried it.